So with COVID-19 running rampant in the United States with almost 700,000 cases confirmed, the United States has decided to give us a $1,200 stimulus check to help stimulate the economy. If you have kids, you'll also get $500 extra depending on how many kids you have. This check was meant to help us who have lost our jobs, pay for groceries, and pay for rent. But you know us car guys, we're not going to spend it on any of that important stuff. We're going to buy wheels, car parts, and all that. For those of you who are looking for cars, here are 5 cars that I would buy with our stimulus check. Number 1. Any 90s Honda Civic. The Honda Civic is pretty much one of the most fun cars you can have for the least amount of money. They are lightweight, quick on their feet, and they have a very peppy engine to go along with their nice 5-speed manual transmission. A lot of amateur racing teams love to go with this option because it's very easy to get into and it's very easy to control. Whether you go with a DX, mid-grade LX, or Performance SI, you'll have a ball with these cars. In my area, they normally go for around $800 to $2,000, but I bet you can knock it down to $1,200. If you get it with $1,200, you can also spend another grand or two on a B16, a used one, or even less on a B18 from an Integra LS. Either way, you'll have a fun project with your stimulus. Number 2. Mazda MX5 Miata. With over 400,000 sold and being one of the most popular sports cars ever made, it's surprising to see that the Mazda MX5 is still as affordable as it is right now. With most markets selling these things below $2,000 for a decent one, and some people even getting lucky and getting theirs for below $1,000, there's nothing really to complain about at this price point. With this price of $1,200, you'll be getting a lightweight, rear-wheel drive sports car with a convertible top, a 1.6 liter peppy engine, and a slick 5-speed transmission. Just like the Civic, these things are very reliable, and one thing that it has over the Civic is that it's rear-wheel drive. That means you can also teach yourself how to drift and control oversteer. There is a reason why this is the most raced car in the world, with many Mazda Miata spec races around the world. It's easy and cheap to get in. Number 3. 90s Honda Accords. You might not think it, but Honda Accords from the 90s are actually pretty fun to drive. They might not be as light as the Honda Civics from the 90s, but they still weigh less than 3,000 pounds. That's much less than most cars made today. Even the current Honda Civic Type R weighs 3,100 pounds. They're easy to mod, they have a pretty good 5-speed transmission, and their 2.2 or 2.3 engines are pretty peppy. Even in the later years from the 1998 to 2001 models, you can get a V6 with a manual transmission. Now that's what I really want. Whether you want to strip out the interior to make it into a track car, or whether you want to swap in a better VTEC engine and make it into a really good sports sedan, there's nothing really wrong with going with a Honda Accord from the 90s. I know I enjoyed mine as the first car. Number 4. The Ford Crown Victoria. Easily the biggest and most heaviest car on this list, this car has something the others do not have: a V8 engine. Don't be fooled. Even though this thing has a V8, it's still a pretty heavy car at 4,000 pounds, and the V8 makes 250 horsepower and 300 foot-pounds of torque in the Police Interceptor models, propelling this car in a 0 to 60 in 8.8 seconds, and NA Miata can best that. Even with its slowness, it can still be a pretty cool car. You straight pipe it and it sounds like a muscle car. It looks pretty mean, especially in all black, and pretty much everyone thinks you're a cop. I know a lot of you guys might have a lot of hard feelings about this, but if you watch the story on VinWiki, you can see that you can have a lot of fun with this. I know I'm biased because the Crown Victoria is pretty much one of my favorite American cars, but it's a really good way to get a V8 car for the least amount. Number 5. SN95 Mustang V6. I know what you guys are going to say, ew, a V6, but these cars aren't that bad if you're not going for straight line speed. In fact, they're one of the lighter rear-wheel drive American cars that you can get from the time, weighing at around 33 or 3,100 pounds. They come with a decent V6, 195 horsepower for the new Edge SN95, about 200 some foot-pounds of torque. So it ain't that bad. It'll still be pretty much faster than most of the cars on this list, in a straight line. But with this, you get a V6, you get a decent transmission, you get rear wheel drive, and you actually get a reliable car. I know a lot of these things are still on the road today, and that's a lot, especially for a car that's over 20 years old. And a car that a lot of people don't take care of, in fact. Hell, I even seen a video that someone was actually using one as a drift car. If that's not enough to convince you, I don't know. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I got this idea from VinWiki. They basically made the same thing, but I just stole their idea. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be trying to make more content lately, especially since I have basically nothing to do now. Well, I hope you enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll try to bring more of these lists if you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you around.